Okay, so today we're going to talk about one of the foundations of marketing, and that is our target market. And you're going to hear that term quite a bit throughout this entire semester. And the first part of it is market segmentation. How do we divide everyone into smaller pieces of it? Because we don't want to waste money on our advertising for people who aren't going to ever buy our products. So it allows us to customize and it saves us money. So my example here is if I have all sports, right? Not everyone likes all sports. So maybe maybe I'm going to only look at people who have team sports. Okay, so I break it down from like individuals down to team sports. Now, maybe there's lots of team sports there, so let's go to winter sports. So sports that are only done in the winter. And then we look at all of those team sports that are done in the winter, and then let's look at hockey. Okay, so if I'm going to look at, okay, who are my hockey players? Well, if I am on the West Coast, I'm going to be going to the Vancouver Canucks because those are more local. So businesses will look at, if I'm on the West Coast and I know that there are hockey players there, then I might want to get a partnership with the Vancouver Canucks so that those customers or those people who like the Vancouver Canucks will become more likely to have my product or to buy my product. So market segmentation is where to take everyone out there, and then how do I break it down into a smaller group? Okay, there's several ways that we do that. The first way is geographic. So like in my example with the Vancouver Canucks and on the West Coast, we want to look at where do you live, okay? Do you live in Rosenberg, all right? If you live in Rosenberg, you might be interested in hearing about Bob's Tacos. Bob's Tacos is not going to be advertising in Dallas because people there are not going to be doing it, right? So they're going to look at people who are in Rosenberg area. H-E-B, it's going to be in Texas. Right, because it's very much of a regional grocery store chain, and so they're going to be focusing on the Texas area. The United States, Chick-fil-A is not going to be running an ad in London because there are no Chick-fil-A's in London, I don't think. Anyway, they're nationwide. They're only in the United States as far as I know. So depending upon where I live, and this was kind of an interesting thing. When I lived in the north, there are no Sonic drive-ins. So whenever we would come down south, we would always love to go to Sonic because that's the only place that we could get them. So where I live, and then where you will use it. All right? Texans are going to be Texans gear. Texans gear is primarily going to be advertised, and they're going to put a lot of their money in the Houston, Texas area. Okay, the Saints are going to be spending most of their money in their advertising in Louisiana. Now, does that mean that there's not a Saints fan here in Houston? Yes, there is, but the Saints are not going to be spending a lot of advertising dollars here in the Houston area because they know that most of the people are going to be with the Texans or the Cowboys. All right. Also, beach, if I'm selling surfboards, I'm not going to be doing any advertising in Colorado because there's not any surfing out there unless you're doing like wakeboarding and stuff. But on surfboards for the ocean, it's not a good idea. Or in Des Moines, Iowa, not a good idea. And if I'm selling hiking gear, I probably am not going to go to Orlando to advertise for that because I want to be people who are in the mountains or people who have somewhere that they can hike that's not just flat area. So geographics is where do you live and where are you going to use it? Okay, another option there. Second way that we can segment the market, we can look at how people think, how our customers think. Are they interested in health? Are they interested in fitness? Are they interested in muscle cars, which is more the hobbies or interests? What are their attitudes, right? Or do they like funny things? Do they like sad things? Do they like scary things? Values, quality versus price. Are you want to have the greatest and latest ideas, things? Are you going to buy the latest Coach purse and you don't care if you're going to pay $400 for it, Or are you looking for a value? Are you looking to see if you can get something on sale? Can you pay the least amount of money for the product that you want? So what are you valuing? As a company, I need to know that, because if you're going to be doing it on price, then I should probably do some advertising on how cheap we are, and or what a great value you get for the low price. On quality, we can look at like Cadillac, right? It's a luxury item. You want only the best, those type of things. Interest, are you interested in sports? Are you interested in video games? Are you interested in music? If it's music, is it country music? If it's rap music, is it classical music? What kind of music are you interested in? Are you liking the newest new edge music, or do you like the old songs? Are you really interested in that kind of stuff? And then your hobbies. Are you a collector? Do you rebuild muscle cars? Do you collect trains? Do you knit? A lot of different hobbies. So I don't really care what your age is, what your gender, or where you live. I just care that you are into baseball, or you are into powerlifting or MMA, anything like that for your interest. That is all psychographics. If you think about it, psychology, psycho, it's all the brain. So it's how do you think is the psychographics. Okay? The next one, and this one is the largest category, and this is the way that some marketing people get into trouble, because they can be considered racist. They can feel like they can get into trouble because they might not understand a particular ethnicity or a particular gender, and so they can get into some legal trouble here. But do I break it down into demographics, the demography, right? People's gender, right? Males, I'm going to market things differently than I will females. Right? If I'm doing the Super Bowl, I probably am not going to have some feminine products being advertised at the Super Bowl, because most of my audience is not going to be females. Ethnicity. Do I have mainly Hispanics in my area? If I do, then I might create a catalog that is in Spanish and in English. Do I have mainly Asians? I'm on the West Coast. I have mainly Asians, right? San Francisco has 35, I think, different voting ballots in, I think, 35 different languages, most of them in the Asian dialects, because they know they want to market and make sure that everyone there understands what's going on in their government. Education level, right? Are you a high school dropout, right? Those are going to be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because those are people who are going to be watching TV, and you have all those schools that are saying, come be a truck driver, come be a paramedic or paralegal, anything like that. So your education level, also your college, when you go to college, they're going to be focusing on if you have been to college. In that college, we're going to target everyone who has been to A&M, or everyone who has been to UT, or everyone to U of H, right? The alumni organization. So your education level, your occupation. I get targeted a lot differently than Coach Tosh, right? I get a lot of DECA, business organization information mailed to me, and Coach Tosh would get more coaches or baseball information that they wouldn't send to me. So it's based upon my occupation. Doctors will get doctor-related stuff. Accountants will get accounting stuff. So marketing, if I know what your occupation is, I can focus. If I'm in that business, I can find out who are all the doctors in the Rosenberg area and do that. Your lifestyle or your life cycle. Are you single? If you're single, you're going to be partying a lot more, or maybe you want to find people that are close in interest to you, and matching and love matching and Match.com and all those things there. Do you have kids? If you have kids, I'm going to show you more of things that are more kid-centric. What can you do with your kids? If you have kids, you also are going to be more interested in cartoons and toys and all of that kind of stuff. Are you single, or divorced? Are you married? That type of thing. So what is your life cycle? Do you live with someone? Do you not live with someone? Are you gay? Are you straight? Are you bi? Are you transgender? All of those are ways that we can focus on your demographics. Also your income level, right? If you are close to poverty, I'm going to put my businesses there that are value, more the cheaper stores like the Walmarts and the Dollar Generals and the Dollar Trees and those type of things. If you are in a very influential area, affluent area where incomes are multi-million dollars, I'm going to have your Nordstroms and I'm going to have your Saks Fifth Avenues and your Restoration Hardwares and those type of things based upon where the income level of the people that are around. So your demographics, and these are a lot of things. Some of them you can change, some of them you can't change, but I can target different customers and I can do different things like that. So banks are a good way that they use demographics to change their marketing. So I'll make sure that in my TV ad for a bank, I might have multiple ethnicities, definitely male and female, and I might show a doctor and a plumber in my advertising because I want to get everyone, I want to make sure that everyone's interested in, see that I value all types of diversity. When we talk about age, that's in the last part of demographics is age, and it is really important on your age how I market to you. If you're a baby boomer, you were born between 1946 and 1964. All right, these people are retiring, so they have a lot of time on their hands. They also are ones that have saved a lot of money, and so they are ready to go travel. They're ready to go do on cruises and get the big RVs, and they're also very loyal, especially to brands. If they like a particular brand, maybe they've always bought a Chevy car, they're always going to buy a Chevy car. And it's going to be very hard for Ford or Toyota to get them to buy those cars because they've always done that. They're very loyal. The next generation is Generation X. This is 1965 to 1980. That's my generation. Right? We have large credit card debt. Our parents went back to work. We were by ourselves in our homes. We went home by ourselves. MTV started when we were in middle school. We like to spend our money. Just spend it. Don't worry about saving it. Forget it. And we're very individualistic, right? Don't tell us what we need to do. We'll do it for ourselves. So we are a generation that if we like you, we'll buy from you. And if we don't like you, we're not going to buy from you. So as a company, I have to figure out how can I do that. I would probably do large credit card, a lot of layaways or financing of cars, that type of thing. Generation Y, believe this is most of you. If you were born between 1981 and 2000, you are very comfortable with technology. You like a relaxed work environment. You don't like a lot of structure. We're noticing that with the Google and the other tech corporations. They kind of have an open office flow, and a lot of people working from home. All right, lots of money to spend. You have a lot of disposable income, either from your parents or giving you money because they're giving, not making you work for money. Your parents are a little bit have more money, so you're giving it. Also, you want it now. All right, don't make you wait for things. If you buy something, you want it now. If you see it, you want to buy it now. How companies are working with this is if you see something in the store, there's a lot of apps that will be, you can take a picture of it. It'll tell you exactly where you can buy it now, or you can even order it right then online and have it delivered to your house. So Generation Y is very now. You got it. Generation Z, they're kind of forming. This is the latest generation. Is anyone born after 2001? They've always known the internet. Also, what they're finding is there are not as many toys, actual toys that they play with. Kids that are growing up here have computers. Their games are on computers. Whereas I might have traded Pokemon cards, or you guys might have traded Pokemon cards. They're doing it on apps on phones. All right, so less of this social interaction, very much technology. You give a 2-year-old a cell phone and they can run it be better than I can. So that's how businesses need to know that, because I definitely wouldn't focus technology on my baby boomers, whereas here I would not try to get them to be loyal to my brand. If I can give it to them, they're going to buy it. They don't care what the brand is here. All right, and then the last piece is mass marketing. Okay, there's some categories that it doesn't really care where you live. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is or what you like or anything. I can sell it to you anyway. One of those is toothpaste. I can sell it to it doesn't matter. I can put people in my ads and it's not going to sell one way or in another. But it's great for me because I don't have to have multiple different ads going. I can do one. Coke and Pepsi are another one. The classic Coke, the classic Pepsi. They're newer products. They're focusing on different target markets, but their main products are mass marketing. So there is some products that are marketed to everyone, but they have to have a very large general appeal. And then how does that all factor in? Right? People Magazine. All right? If I am People Magazine, I need to know who is buying my product. 70% of them are female. Most of them, the median age is 38. Average household income is $72,000 a year. 80% of the readers have gone to college, and 66% of the readers are employed. Right? So because of that, I can know what type of ads I want to put into my magazine, what kind of articles need to be in there, what kind of pictures, because I can target this. Pretty affluent, not middle-aged, but older females. They've gone to college. They know how to read. They can think, that type of thing. Is it important? They have 12.3 billion users every month that read People Magazine. So that is how we target our market. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.